Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to put together a Dondakaya Ulli Karam recipe, which is a classic dish from the Andhra cuisine, where Dondakaya, which is also known as a Kovakai, Dondakai, Tenli, Tindora in various different regional Indian languages. Sorry if I've missed one. It is tossed along with some fresh spices, roasted, and then combined to make a nice, sweet, tangy curry, which is a dry sabzi. And the most important flavoring ingredients is those peanuts as well as the sesame seeds that heightens the flavor of this dish. The fresh masala is so wonderful that you will absolutely love it. So without wasting any time, let me just dive right in and show you how to make it. For the Dondakaya Ulli Karam curry or the kura, I have some Dondakaya here with me, which is Tindora, Tenli. Choose nice tender varieties, but any Dondakaya would do, right? So I have cut them lengthwise. I'm just going to go ahead and cut them lengthwise and show it to you. Notice that it is tender and soft, but sometimes it is not. It'll have some big seeds like that, and it's absolutely okay. Each, you can't expect like a vegetable to be same all the time. Just give this a cut. Cut it into 4 pieces based on the size or a little thinner. It's how you want it to be. And then I'm going to be pressure cooking it. You can also stir fry it and roast it in a pan, but I'm going to be first pressure cooking it because it fastens the cooking process. So half the cooking is done in the pressure cooker and the rest of it in a pan. So I'm just going to go ahead and add it into my pressure cooker. And we'll pressure cook it for about 2 whistles, okay? And turn off the heat and then release the pressure immediately, because here's where when you cook vegetables, you don't want the pressure to remain. You want the vegetables to be nice and crisp and fresh. I'm going to go ahead and add some salt to this. Great. And just 2 tablespoons of water, not much. That's 1 and that's 2, not much. So after this, give it a stir, cover the pressure cooker, pressure cook for only 2 whistles, and after that, just release the heat. So after 2 whistles, I turned off the heat. I'm going to release the pressure now by using a fork. You can also run it under warm water, cold water under the tap and release the pressure, but just be careful, there'll be steam. Just release the pressure. Once the pressure releases, we'll open the cooker, keep this to the side. You don't want to overcook the Dondakaya because the remaining cooking process will happen in the pan. Notice the fresh green colors of the Dondakaya. Isn't that really beautiful? And there's absolutely just very little moisture left. In fact, if you had just added 1 tablespoon of water, it would have just been enough, right? So this is great. My next step is to roast all the masala, fresh masala, grind them into a powder, and then toss them all to make the Ulli Karam Kura. The first step is to roast all the dals first. So I have some chana dal here and some urad dal. So these two take a little more longer time, about a minute or 2. And after that, the rest of them are seeds. They'll just start crackling and bouncing in the heat. So we'll roast this until you see a little golden color forming around the dals. It's starting to turn brown and golden, and that's when you start adding the remaining ingredients. In less than a minute, you'll see that. Cook it on medium heat, not on high, because then it'll get brown faster, but not really roasted. Okay, I can see the urad dal already starting to turn brown, as well as the chana dal. At this stage, I'm going to go ahead and add in the methi seeds. And we'll roast the methi seeds along with the dals for about another 30-40 seconds, and then add the remaining ingredients. I can start smelling. The moment you add the methi, you will notice the flavors of methi just instantly popping out, right? Great, so it's browning. At this stage, I'm just going to add in the cumin seeds, the coriander, the sesame, very important. And here I have some roasted peanuts. It's already pre-roasted and halved. You get them in the market. And some red chilies. I'm going to now roast them until you start seeing the seeds all popping up. You'll start smelling the fresh aromas. About 30 seconds, okay, on medium high. See the seeds already popping? You can see that. Turn off the heat, and now I'm going to allow this to cool, and once it cools, we'll blend it into a powder along with the tamarind, okay? So this is tamarind, and about 1 teaspoon, half a tablespoon of tamarind is what it is. So we'll allow this to cool, and then we'll blend it all together. always good to have a handy small jar along with a mixer grinder. So when you do buy a mixer grinder, ensure that it has a small jar, because grinding fresh spices becomes so much more easier. Okay, and well, if you don't have a small jar, then you can also use a coffee grinder to grind it, and it makes great for masalas as well. So now I'm going to just blend it to make a nice powder, and that's it. It will be a little sticky because it's got tamarind in it, and this powder is ready. And now I'm going to roast the dondakaya in a pan, and we'll add this masala in. So into a pan, I'm going to go ahead and add in the sesame oil. As I've always said, oil brings in a great flavor and taste to dishes. And then after that, I'm going to add in the mustard seeds. Ensure the oil is warm before you add the oil. Ensure the pan is warm as well. So that's the trick to ensuring the mustard leaves start crackling as soon as you add them in. So once the oil is warm, we're just going to go ahead and add the mustard seeds, and we'll allow it to do its magic of crackling. So once the mustard seeds crackle, we'll go ahead and tear in the fresh curry leaves into this. Lots of it. I like to add lots of curry leaves because curry leaves brings in great flavors. Okay, and to this I'm going to add in the turmeric powder and some hing. And after that, the cooked dondakaya. Remember, the dondakaya already has some salt, which we cooked. I added just the right amount of salt for it, and if you wish, you can add more a little later. And now I'm going to add in the full masala, and I'm going to cover the pan, toss all of them together, and then cover the pan to cook it until all the masala is well absorbed into this ulli karam, Dondakaya Ulli Karam, right? And it's been about 15 minutes that I've been cooking this in the pan. And notice, it's beautiful. It has softened. The color of the dondakaya has changed. It looks so good. And that's how beautiful it is. Nice, masaladar dondakaya. The peanuts and the sesame has added to that texture that we have over here. Beautiful. You can, it depends, how much you want to cook it also depends upon how soft you want it. You can, if you like it a little firm and crisp like I do, I like my vegetables to have that freshness, so I don't overcook them. Let's give it a taste to see if it needs salt or anything else, okay? Whenever I think of such vegetables, all I think of is just some rice. Top it with ghee, mix this vegetable up and just eat it along with some curd by the side. And if there is rasam or sambar, then I can just have it. If there is nothing, I can just have vegetable and rice, by the way. I'm so crazy about rice and vegetables. Outstanding. The dondakaya is cooked so perfectly. It's got that crunch. Superb. No salt required. Perfect amount of spices, the blend of it, just exact. You have to try it. I can't wait to serve it. So I hope you enjoyed watching this recipe. Wasn't that simple? How can you serve it? You can serve it along with some fresh steamed rice, have a rasam or a sambar by the side, or simply a dal. It'll also go well with fulkas, by the way. Fulkas and a dal, various different combinations, theplas. All of these things go well with this Dondakaya Ulli Karam, right? So Dondakaya is the tenli, right? And tastes wonderful. Do give this recipe a try, made with all the simple ingredients. I would love to hear back from you, and do share your feedback in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because week on week you will keep finding such beautiful recipes that can make your kitchen a gourmet kitchen. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.